Welcome to the Dr. Ramsey Show, sponsored by Revitalize Functional Medicine. If you're looking for health tips released consistently every week, you've showed up to the right place. We're grateful that you're joining us, and now your host, Dr. Teresa Ramsey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ramsey from the Dr. Ramsey Show, and welcome back to this week's episode. Today I want to share with you the importance of high-quality vitamins, why we use certain vitamins that we use in our clinic, and how patients respond to them. And with me today is a rep from one of my favorite supplement companies, Ortho Molecular. Taylor Sachs is here with us today. Hello, Taylor.
Hey, Dr. Ramsey, how are you doing?
Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
I know you're not used to being on camera.
Not used to detailing when we're getting recorded when in the offices, but that's fine. Something
new. Yeah, just be
new.
relaxed. We're just educating patients and
course.
people actually on the good quality multiple. We're going to talk about a multiple vitamin today. This you may not be able to see, but it's called Mitocore, and it's a multiple vitamin that many of my patients take. It comes in a powder as well, and in the powder it actually has protein in it, so it's a really good way to start your day. So tell me more about what goes on behind the scenes with these products and what makes them better than something even that they can get from a health food store.
Right, which is a great question. I think that gets brought up quite a bit, probably when patients are looking at a product and wondering, well, why should I buy it from the office when I can just go to Costco or I can go to a CVS and get a product there off the shelf? Well, I'd say the big part is, you're facilitating and looking into the quality of the raw materials. And that is a huge part, is sourcing these raw materials. We source ours from all over the world, and we don't cut corners with quality or cost to make sure that those products, meet standards for the USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, which we do for a lot of them, but then sourcing minerals. We source ours from a company called Albion, which is a true amino acid chelated mineral.
Yes.
So it's for better absorption through the stomach lining because they're binding that mineral to 2 amino acids. So it's going to get better absorption.
Right.
So this is just an overall encompassing with Ortho and what we do for testing. We do third party, we do in-house. And every batch we test to that level of that first time we ever started working with that certain vendor.
Yes.
And we make sure that it reaches that quality. If it doesn't, we send it back and wait for a new batch to come in because we're not going to undercut costs because we exclusively work with you as a healthcare provider to provide that quality to your patients, and we don't want anybody undercutting that value.
One thing that's interesting about what you just said is there was a time, it was years and years ago, where we couldn't get fish oil because I didn't know why, but it was like 6 weeks we had no fish oil. And the rep before you, that was my rep, said, well, we failed third-party testing. We can't send that to you. That if you want that poor quality, we'll send it to you, but we threw it all out. And so that's what I like about your company is if the product doesn't meet the standard at the third-party level, it's destroyed.
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah, and that's why we even switched that from that formulation, from that fish oil to another company because of that. So we're not, like I said, quality is a huge part for us, and we're trying to obviously have the best quality that we can provide to you to obviously show it clinically.
Right.
When you're looking at from lab reports, you know that we're going to help move that needle into a proper direction for those patients. And that's where, especially with fish oil, it goes a long way because you want quality. And that's where when you're looking at in a retail world, people go, hey, I could probably buy my fish oil from Costco. Well, I wouldn't recommend buying your supplements where you get your toilet paper. It just doesn't mix well.
That's funny. No, I would never buy a supplement from, CVS. Well, those kind of, quick supplements are not going to make me feel better.
Right.
In fact, I'll have patients come in, they bring their supplements. A common one would be, say a brand name Centrum, like those kind that you can get everywhere. And I show them the label. I'm like, look at the dyes, look at the colors, look at the fillers. Why is it so red? It's really interesting that you're taking something for health, yet it can be contaminated with.
Well, especially it's a good point with Centrum, just from the salt type mineral that they have from that isn't going to really break down in their stomach, and most of the time they're using probably tablets with unnecessary fillers and a lot of things that aren't necessary that you want to even be taking orally or in general. And so this is a huge one to look at because patients who take Centrum or whatever, sometimes if they don't take it with food, they're going to have stomach issues because it's just going to be a salt dissolving in their stomach and having an upset stomach. And then you're also taking it when you take it with food, then it's not a good properly absorbed mineral. So it's going to be combating all that food to try and get absorbed, so it's not going to be as successful either. Whereas with Mitocore and those minerals in there, we are using the amino acids because your body recognizes amino acid and it passes through your stomach lining like that.
Right.
So in providing those 2 amino acids with those minerals, basically calling them activated minerals, true amino acid chelates.
Yes.
It's going to pass through that stomach lining 40% better because of that. And the company we use has over 190 different patents for that process.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of research obviously that goes into it, and most people might not think, oh, it's just a multivitamin, but there's a lot behind the scenes that goes into it, and making sure that we get the best high quality products, the raw materials.
People can go to orthomolecular.com. Is that true? That's where I go, because I look at the research on each of the products. Like if you look up Ortho Molecular Mitocore, there's referenced articles, etc., on the absorption. And the reason we take a multiple is because the food we eat today, even if we're eating all organic, we're not getting all the nutrients we need for our cells to do their job. Correct. So I think we all need a multiple vitamin, and I love this one. And let's just say, a multiple vitamin from us costs more. Just take less than the bottle says. It's okay. It's better to get less of the good stuff than more of the bad stuff.
Correct. I think that's well said.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to the Dr. Ramsey Show. I'm really glad that you were here. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for our episode next Tuesday. Stay healthy and happy. Until next time.